In today's lesson, we will look at the most common action in Google Sheets, summation. We'll see how to add numbers in Google Sheets, how to use the sum, SUMIF, and SUMIFS functions. We'll also see which is better, SUMIF vs COUNTIF, and SUMIF vs SUMIFS. Plus, we'll look at the SUMPRODUCT function. The first and simplest method of summation is using the plus sign. This can be adding numbers, for example 5 plus 7, as in the first row. Here we reference the values in the cells, but we could just as well type 5 plus 7 and get the same result. Or take a value from a cell and add a number to it. You can also add time. In the second row, our cells have hours, minutes, and seconds. We can add them up and get the total time. The second method is using the sum function. Inside this function, we simply specify the range to sum all the values that need to be added. An important point is that if among the values you're summing there's text, using the plus sign will cause an error. But using sum will treat those text values as 0, and the numbers will be added correctly. In column E, revenue after discount, we multiply the price by the quantity and by 1 minus the discount shown in parentheses. To get the total sum for all products in any cell, say E6, you can enter a formula summing up column E. However, you can calculate the same total with a single formula without creating column E. To do this, we'll use SUMPRODUCT, which can multiply corresponding elements of several ranges and then sum the results. Let's delete the data in column E. We'll specify the range with the price, the range with the quantity, and as a third argument we'll specify 1 minus the range with discounts to get the same result without intermediate calculations. SUMPRODUCT in Google Sheets works by definition as follows. It takes the corresponding elements from the past ranges, one row at a time from each of them, multiplies these elements by each other, adds, sums, all the multiplication results for each step. After that, all the products are added into one result. Thanks to this standard mechanism, SUMPRODUCT understands that it needs to multiply the corresponding elements from different columns together. Now, let's look at another summation option using SUMIF. Suppose we want to get the total revenue for Apple. We can use SUMIF. The function checks cells B2 to B7, in which one's Apple is written. It sums only those values from D2 to D7 that match the rows with Apple. In the example, these are rows 2, 4, and 6, where product equals Apple. So the total in column D equals 50 plus 15 plus 10 equals 75. In this function, we specify where to search, the range of cells, what to search for, the criteria, and which range to sum, the revenue range. Thus, the conditional sum selects values for summation based on some criterion. In our case, it's the product name, but it could also be quantity, for example, more than 5. Do not confuse SUMIF with COUNTIF. COUNTIF counts the number of values that meet a condition, whereas SUMIF is a mathematical addition operation that sums values based on a condition. In this way, sum simply adds the specified ranges without checking any conditions. SUMIF checks the condition first and then sums the corresponding values. Here we dealt with a single condition, but there is a function that can handle multiple conditions at once. It's called SUMIFS. Look at the example. Here we need the total revenue from selling apples in the East region. That is, we have two conditions. We have a fruit name and a specific region. We take the revenue column D2 through D6. We filter the rows where B2 through B6 has value apple. From the filtered rows, we only take those where E2 to E6 has value east. We sum the corresponding values in column D. In the example data, these are rows 2 and 6. The revenue is 50 plus 45 equals 95. If desired, you can even use SUMIFS for a single condition. It would effectively work like SUMIF, but with extended capabilities. However, it's better to use it when there are multiple conditions. If we're counting values by conditions, not summing, there is the COUNTIFs function, which works similarly to count the number of values, not summation. For instance, if one cell has the digit 2 and another has 3, the count of values would be 2, whereas the sum would be 5. I hope this lesson has helped you understand how to effectively perform summations in Google Sheets. From simple addition to more advanced functions like SUMIF, SUMIFS, and SUMPRODUCT, you now have the tools to handle multiple summation scenarios with ease. Feel free to experiment with different ranges and conditions to get even more comfortable with these functions. Thank you for watching and wish you success in all your Google Sheets projects.